Hi everyone, it's Desiree with Desiree Plans. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to do a quick plan with me for the upcoming week, October 5th through the 11th. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Desiree with Desiree Plans. In today's video, I want to do a quick plan with me for the week of October 5th through the 11th. I am in my Erin Condren Daily Duo Life Planner, and I've used this planner for multiple different things since I've gotten it. And as of right now, the best use that I have for it is actually to track my children's schedule. They are currently virtual learning right now. So we're at home, and I actually had a teacher lesson planner for them, and it was working out when they were doing the distant learning. However, with virtual, it is so much different. And so just to kind of give you a recap on how everything goes. With the virtual learning, everything I've got here are Zoom meetings. And so we got a Zoom meeting. I got two of them at the same time. Then you have a break. And not necessarily a break, but time in between to do the assignments that they give you right away. And then on to the next one. So making sure that I've got their schedule on track is so important. And so I want to show you how I kind of outline everything for them. Again, just to make sure that we're on the same page every day. Sometimes with each of my children, it can be a little different. So again, keeping everybody on schedule. So for this week, and really for all the weeks that I've been planning, I just do color blocking. It's easier that way. The teacher lesson planner really was too much space. They don't have assignments that I need to keep track of since they're doing it right away. So I found this just to be best, just to keep them and myself on track. And so it's pretty much the same scenario each week. And so I block it off by, so I just color code everything for each of my kids. I've got two kids, school age. One is in first grade, the other is in third grade. And so believe it or not, it's doing everything on Zoom. It is so difficult. I feel so bad for my children. At the same time though, for me personally, I feel responsible as far as having to keep them at home. Right now, I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and COVID was really bad, and it's getting better, but I still don't feel comfortable sending them back just yet. Both of my children actually have compromised immune systems, so I just prefer that they stay home and go back really at the beginning of the next year. So we'll see how everything goes. Hopefully everything gets better, of course, but right now, officially, and I'll be honest with you all, you know, I am a full-time employee. I do have a normal, 8 to 5 job. However, right now, I did take some time off to help with my kids because with my job, working at home, it's impossible. Especially with my daughter. She's only 6 years old. She needs supervision. Even my 8-year-old, together, forget it, wouldn't happen. But even at that, they would be coming to bother me while I'm working, and I wouldn't be able to get my normal job done. And so I did take some time off to help them get situated and used to the new schedule. That way, when I do go back, they might be in a better flow of things. And at that point, we can go ahead and see if we send them back or not. So what you can see that I'm doing right now, I've got 3 colors. This yellow is basically for the breaks, lunches, and whatnot. And then I've got the purple for my daughter, and then the teal for my son. And I like to change it up every week. And I'm not a perfectionist, guys. It doesn't bother me if my lines are straight, so I'm sorry if it bothers you. At this point, this is my time to even plan. And I'll be honest, I do not like plan with me's. I don't have time for them. The time that I do have, I need to quickly get everything down. And so you don't see a lot, but I'm gonna try and go there with you all because I know for some it will help for you, to give you some inspiration as far as what's gonna work best for you. And maybe you might wanna try something new. And so I'm really just copying everything from last week because it's the same across the board. It's so weird how they do this. And gosh, I feel so bad for some of these parents who don't have the ability to even be home, you know, to help out the kids. And it's not their fault. Everyone's doing as best as they can with this whole situation. But for my daughter, there's no way. There is no way my daughter can do this by herself. She is very fluent with the iPad, but not that fluent with all these apps that they have to be going into to complete the homework. And so that's why, again, I took time so that I can complete everything with them in between. But we'll be in class and you'll hear the children ask the teacher, you know, she'll ask, do you have any questions? And, you know, she'll be like, the kids will be like, my mom's not home, so she can't help me. And, you know, they'll be like, okay, well, go ask your daddy. He's not home either. And so it's kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, but you got to make things happen. People have to make a living. I can't even fathom the idea. My husband actually is working from home. We actually work for the same company. And so having him home is a blessing too. But at the same time, I mean, just like me, we're busy. You know, it's like so difficult. It doesn't matter that we're home when we have a full-time job and we can't really help everyone either. So right now, it's just best that I be off to help them out since he does make more money than I do. I am missing a day somewhere. Let me see. 1, 2. Oh, I'm missing the 11:30 class. I was like, wait a minute. I knew it looked empty. Okay. And here we go. So luckily, my kids kind of have their schedule almost overlapping. As you can see, it's like every other at the end of the day, which is kind of nice so that when she's in class, he's not in class. And at the end, I'll try and give you a quick little tour of our area. And actually, I don't think I'll be able to. That'll be in my next video, guys. That way I can show you how we have it set up, because we have an office. I'm in the office right now, but officially this is where my husband works. Since we all got sent home to work, I moved my workstation in our bedroom. I am an insurance agent and I do work in a big call center. And so I'm on the phones. I have a phone job, and you can only imagine with kids and them running all crazy in the background. And as much as I'd love to say that they're going to do amazing when I go back to work, I know it's going to be chaotic. I just know it. So let's see here. So the way they have their schedule set up right now, each of these lines is a Zoom meeting, okay? The Zoom meeting lasts for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, and it is recorded so that if you're unable to make the Zoom meeting, you can go back and watch the recording. Now, my sons typically go over that. His are long, to be quite frank. And so it's all recorded, of course. So if, unlike me, you know, I'm there, I hear everything, so I know what to do. But if I didn't, I'd have to go back and watch, because I mean, gosh, I'd like to say I'm smarter than a third grader, but oh my gosh, some of that can be difficult. I'm like, oh no, the way they're teaching things these days, forget it. So after that Zoom meeting, they'll give an assignment, you know, basically your not necessarily homework, but like an assignment to complete. And it's fairly easy. You know, they try to use the apps from the iPad. My daughter has an iPad and my son has a Chromebook. This was actually given from the school to borrow during this COVID situation. And so, you know, they use the Google Classroom, all the Google apps, Google Slides. It's so much. And they've gotten kind of used to it, but still, it can be complicated. And then, of course, they're not tech savvy, you know, not like we are. We can figure out solutions to different things. They can't. You know, trying to ask my 6-year-old to even see and read what the error is. Are you kidding me? Like, we'd have trouble. And so I think I've got everything down so far. I'm using these colors because these remind me of like Halloween, fall. I really like this color theme. So every morning we're gonna have a Zoom meeting. Where is my pen? I like to use, so I was using, guys, as you can see, I was using the zebra mild liners. I love these. These are my favorite. And so you got one end, which has the chisel side, and then you've got the other, which as they refer to, do they even refer to it? It's just as a fine. It's just like a little regular type marker, as you can see. And here is the chisel. So yes, I love these. And I do have them linked on my Amazon shop if you want to go check them out. They've got a bunch of different sets that you can take a look at. So again, I just code this one as kind of breaks. And then the purple was for Eva and the green is for my son, Nicholas. So every morning we have a morning meeting. And typically they'll do the Pledge of Allegiance, any announcements. You know, it's Hispanic Heritage Month, so her teacher was going over different countries, which was kind of nice. They both have reading in the morning. Now, it's so difficult because it's at the same time and they're literally about 10 feet apart, okay? She doesn't have any headphones, but he has headphones. And so, of course, he is older, so I trust that he's paying attention and doing what he needs to do. As for her, though, I need to hear to be there and tell her to focus, of course, but sometimes. And so we have reading. And like I said, once they're done, they do their assignment. And sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's not. And sometimes they have a bigger break than normal. A lot of the time, and you can see my son has a big break before his next class. And so it's kind of weird. At times, you know, we might try and go for a walk outside. I literally got to write it down. Got to do it because we're stuck in the house all day. So PE is live on Mondays and it's so chaotic because the teachers, you know, they've got like 80 kids trying to be on a Zoom meeting and they're doing the best they can. And the kids love it, of course, but every other day there's PE Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On Wednesdays and Fridays, it's just a recorded video though. So I've got math, here we go. My daughter's got writing and they both have writing pretty much. And it's interesting how they kind of follow in line. And so that is typically what our day looks like. Now, there are times where maybe my son doesn't want to do his math homework right away. He might push it and hold it to the end of the day. So roughly we're done by 3:30 the latest. So it's usually a pretty short day, which would be like a normal school day. You know, 7:45 to about 3:15. And so for those who aren't able to help their children during the day, you have until midnight to turn in your homework for that day. And you have to submit it by midnight that night. So again, bless everyone at this point because, and even me, when I go back to work, this is what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna rely on that they're trying to do their homework. If not, we'll be doing it as soon as I'm done with work, and it'll be in the evening time. And so I gotta fold this, guys. I'm a lefty, and so I need to put this right here. Can you all see this? Let me see. And so I will be doing the same thing across the board for all of these days of the week. The only difference is the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. On Tuesdays, they actually have music, and on Thursdays, they have art in place of PE. And so a little different, but for the most part, though, it's going to be the same schedule. For my daughter, she has, you know, she's still young, so we're doing sight words. So making sure we're practicing those, because some of this work is too easy. Like, there's no way, like, she's going to have an hour before her next class, and that's too much time. We need to keep them busy. And so we work on her sight words. They have a few apps, Raz Kids and Imagine Math, to practice in the meantime. Oop, math. Okay. And then my son, he'll do the Raz Kids, iStation, and Imagine Math. So even if they're on there for like 15 minutes, that's all that I ask. And be able to check it off. And then if there's any other major, announcement that I need to make sure to be aware of, I'll make sure to put that on here. So for instance, tomorrow is World Teacher Day or National Teacher Day, something like that. So we need to make sure to tell the teacher that. Say thank you, right? Because life is hard already. So we'll do that, and I'll make a note there. But I'm going to speed up through this next part just so I can get everything written down, and I'll be right back with you all. So I've got my week set up here. Again, for the full week, I'll add my to-dos later on as the day goes by. I'm there sitting kind of right, not necessarily behind them, but I'm behind the scenes, but I'm there monitoring still. And so I'll fill in a lot of this as time goes, because ultimately we're gonna get some new sight words to practice. So a lot to still add on here. But at least I've got my schedule down to keep me set up and ready to go. If anything changes throughout the week though, I'll be able to change this. So this is something that you can easily use for anything. With your work schedule, I did use it for work at one point. And same thing, you know, it was coffee, you know, drive to work. I'd get to work at 8 o'clock, start at 8:30. I'd have a break in between, you know, I'd have lunch. Maybe there was a meeting in there, or if something happened, I'll be able to take note of it. I had my to-do list. And so for work, this is an amazing planner as well. And then of course, if you want to use it for your overall, you can see how I even split it up just to keep work on one side, maybe everything else on the other, any appointments. So it's very versatile. I think let's see. Look, here is one day at this point. Look, this was back in July. You know, look, I was working from home, of course, but look, IT issues too early. I was logged off from this time to this time. I had a meeting here, break and lunch combined. You know, my timesheet followed with days off. I started at 8, ended at 4:30. And so anything I needed to put in there, I did. And so you can see my morning routine. I still kind of blocked off everything. I had a longer lunch. You know, I was offline doing some other things. My to-do, like it was a 3-day weekend. And so you want to use this for basically however it's going to work for you. Let me see here. What did I do? Here's another thing that I use when I was using it for work. And apparently I did use it for work a couple of times. So everything. So this looks like everything. I had my morning routine, work, nightly routine, but I even had like my HOA. So I guess I added some personal stuff in there. So you can use this so many different ways. Look, yeah, I added pool time. So I had everything in here. So there's different things you can do to really liven your planner up. Obviously, I am a huge sticker addict, so I have sticker everything. Look, this is my daughter's 6th birthday on here. So yes, so it's a little different with continuing education when I was helping them, because as long as you had the homework done by the end of the day, there was no Zoom meetings. So when I had time away, time off the phone, I was able to do that. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about my routine? It's pretty hectic, isn't it? Can you imagine all of those Zoom meetings every day? It is awful, but you do what you got to do. So that's how I'm using it. Just know that you can use it for so many different areas in life, of course. So let me know what you think down in the comments. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.